All right, hello everyone. It's been a long time, but look, we're back in some form or format. I'm making this first video, kind of giving an update about the AP test, the College Board, and you may have heard a lot of this information in your other AP classes or from other teachers or online. But I wanted to kind of make it and give you an update, and we'll go from there. So College Board is changing and having some options for the AP test and what that means. So what they've said so far, we're still a little bit hazy on the information, and what they've said so far is that there will be a take-home version of the test. So I imagine online, or they'll kind of give you a copy of the test, and you'll have to submit it to them. And this version is just going to be simply a 45-minute free response question. Now we don't really have details on what that is. Is it an LEQ? Is it, some type of short answer? What exactly are they looking for? We don't know that yet. I don't know if we will know that, but that's what we know so far. So 45 minutes, some type of free response question, and you can submit this in multiple ways. They'll let you type it and send it to them. You can actually write it on a piece of paper, send pictures. So there's a lot of different options that you have to submit that. The other piece is that they are stopping the course after historical period 7. So 1945 will be the end of AP US history. For every AP course they are doing this. They're stopping short of kind of where you should be in by April, and we were on pace for that. If we would have had these last 2 weeks, we would have hit 1945. We would have been at the end of historical period 7 and had our test on that and gone that route. So basically we're going up through World War II, and this week I'll be having 2 lectures. I'm going to put up one of them today and one of them later in the week to cover the last 2 chapters that we have to do. Okay, so I'll talk about that a little more at the end of the video, but that is the kind of the next step. So this is going to be the last week for new content, and then we're going to go into review mode whenever that happens, because they're stopping at that point. The other piece is that they're going to have 2 different test dates, and I don't know when these exactly are going to be, but they're going to kind of give you an option. Do you want to take the test early and you're maybe a little fresher with the material? You've had a couple weeks off here, but some schools haven't, and maybe they're just around the country just stopping, and hey, you want to take the test now before you forget everything, you can do that. Or I imagine the second date will probably be close or on the actual date, that first week in May. So you'll kind of have those options of how you want to take it, and when we find out more specifics, when that is, what that is, I imagine there's going to be different questions, obviously, for the 2 different tests. We'll figure that out. So it's not a ton of knowledge, but a lot of this applies across the board, that every AP class they're planning on having a 45-minute free response question. Every AP class are planning on having 2 different due dates, 2 different dates for the test, excuse me. And every AP class, they're cutting down the material that you have to know. There should be an update. There should be an update this Friday, April 3rd. So I'll make an update video next week on Monday, on the 6th. And I'll put it out there. I don't know how good that information will be, if it'll kind of clear everything up. Here's everything, if what we're kind of figuring out. So, I'm learning with you. I'm going to figure out what's happening as you are, and either way, we'll get you prepared. I think you'll be prepared for this. If you don't have access to, consistent internet, to, feeling like you could do a 45-minute test, let me know, because I can submit that to College Board. I can let them know that, and they can make accommodations for it. So that's kind of the plan. But the AP test is still a go, and that that's what I have to my knowledge. Your guidance counselor, if you have more specific questions, you can ask me for sure. But they're kind of on the front lines of this. The plan for the course at this point is this week we're going to cover the last 2 chapters that we need to cover to get through 1945. So we're going to end with America in World War II. We'll do America the home front, U.S. entry into World War II, and then we'll kind of do America in World War II. The last two chapters we have to cover. I'm going to put up a lecture today of kind of the entry, U.S. getting in. And later this week, I'll put up a lecture about World War II and the war itself and kind of the setup to it. So there you go. That's kind of the update from me. Look on the classroom for the lecture for more content. And you know, I'm here. Hopefully, all of you are safe and well, and you know, hold up, and we'll get these quarantine lectures going. It'll be a good time. Have a good one.